Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope that you're good and you're having a great day. Today, we'll be having prefixes from grade 6, and I'll just share and then we can move on. Okay, so you log in using the aplusstudent.com, then you go over here and you pick your name, then language arts. Okay. So here first, aplusstudent.com, then click on your name and you go to language arts, also grade 6. So you scroll over here and then you choose the topic you're working on. And today we have prefix, so we'll scroll down and we get prefix. Okay, so we have the prefix down here, and we will complete some lessons from prefixes. Um, we will start first with words with pre. So we will get this first. Okay. So stuff we need to know what the prefix means. A prefix can be added in of a base word. Hi everyone on the chat. You're welcome. So a prefix can be added to the beginning of a base word to create a new word. So when we say a base word is a word on its own. Okay? So a word that can stand alone without the prefix. A word that makes sense already. So even if you don't have the prefix, that word is still going to be okay on its own. Right? So knowing the meaning it's okay. Knowing the meaning of a prefix can help you determine the beginning of a word. Okay. So first of all, you need to note that a prefix can be added to the beginning. Okay, you have to take notes that it is usually added to the beginning, not to the end. Prefix is starting the sentence or the word. The prefix, that's the pre in prefix, means before. Okay, so when we always hear prefix, the pre there means before. That's why it's starting at the beginning. All right, starting a, for example, look over here. We have pre-screen. Now we have the pre here, and of course it's starting the word pre-screen. And down the screen here, okay, I'll just write here. We have pre-screen, right? Now, pre is the prefix, and then screen is the base word. Okay, now this is a base one. Now screen can stand on its own even if you do not have a pre or a starting. Okay, so if we do not have this, let's say that we take out this, screen is a word on its own. That's what the base word mean. They mean that words can make sense on your own. They already mean something. You just add pre to balance up. Okay, you only add pre because it can be added to beginning of any word. Okay, so if you add the prefix, you're simply trying a word. Just like here. Um, just a moment. Okay, just like this. Pre-screen. Screen, it's a word on its own. But when you add pre to it, it becomes pre-screen. It's another new word. So whenever we add the pre or the to base words, we're just simply creating another word out of the base word. When would a group of people pre-screen a movie? It's a question. When will a group of people pre-screen a movie? The prefix pre means before. Yes, like I have said, the pre means before anything. So this helps you detect a group of people would pre-screen a film before the film is released to the public. If you say pre-screen, because of that pre there, you might not know what the word mean, but because you've already seen a suffix which is pre, and that suffix means before, it can give you an idea of what that word means. You might not know, but because of the prefix pre there, and you know that the meaning is before, it will give you an idea. Okay, if you're pre-screening, it means to watch a movie before it is available to public, to the general public. Okay, so maybe you pre-screen it, I don't know, at the cinema before everybody can have access to it on YouTube, Netflix, and all other apps. So if you're pre-screening, you're just watching before every other person. So We might not know what pre-screen means, but because of the pre there, it gives us an idea. Pre, before. And we obviously know what screen means. So, yeah, when you join them together, it gives you a new word and it helps you understand better. Okay? So, moving on, we have another word here, preview. So, we have the preview. Now, preview for a new show. So, when might you see a preview for a new television show? So, let's say that we don't know what preview mean. Of course, we say preview, right? When you separate them, you have the pre and then the view. View is a word already. This is this word. But view is already a word. So even if you don't add this pre to view, it makes sense. It forms something already. But when you join them together, you have preview. Okay? And pre here what? Pre here means before, right? Okay. So pre means before something happens. Now, if you say preview, means an advanced performance or sample of something. Of course, preview is means just to have a little touch up, a little idea of what you'll be expecting, little idea of what you'll be seeing. So that's the importance for the prefix. They help you also understand the words. If you don't know them, the previews, like the prefix, will help you understand better. So, preview, preview, and then it just simply says to see something in advance. Before the main movie has been released or something, you have a maybe snippet or little clips from it. That's preview. Now, the next one we have is pre-built. Pre-built. Uh pre-built. Just a moment. So pre-built. Right. And built is a word on its own already. Of course, it's a base word. Built. And you know what built means. And then the pre means before. Okay? So, if we would say, when is a pre-built shirt put together? When pre-built shirt put together? Now, it simply means in advance. Built in advance. So, because you know that pre is before, so if you're pre-building anything, you're building it in advance. Built. So, yeah, that's it for the pre-builds. And then let's see some more examples before we move on to the test. Okay, we have pre-writing. Which of these part of the pre-writing? Okay, which of this is part of the pre-writing process? Pre-writing process. So pre-writing, pre-writing. Sorry. Okay. So, of course, we know that writing is a base word. Okay, so writing, and then the pre before. So if you say before writing, okay, so which of this is part of pre-writing process? And then pre-writing is the research and planning you do before you start writing a draft. So these are part of the options you get. So this helps you determine that research is part of the pre-writing process. So you will have the options and then you will have to choose what the pre-writing process means. Of course, you should know that it's something that is before another thing happens. Because of this here, whatever you're going to be doing with pre, you know that it's before something else. So it's a very good hint to understand words better. Now, pre-college program. Pre-college. We know what college is. And it will be before college. Okay? Before college because of the pre. So, which of, okay, who is more likely to take part in a pre-college program? Pre-college. So, of course, pre-college would be like a course that you go for, or maybe classes you go for in preparation for college before you get into college. So that's what the pre-college means. So let's move on to the test now. So yeah, who is more likely to take part in pre-college program? Adults, high school students. Is it gonna be adults or the high school students? Which of them? If you're here, please can you leave in your answer on the chat? Let's have an interactive class, everyone. Can you share your answers if you know this one? So okay, so is it gonna be adult taking part in pre-college or high school student? So if, for example, you say adult and it is wrong, you're gonna scroll down and you can see more detailed explanation for that. Of course, we know that high school student, oh, once you're done with high school, yes, good job, everyone. Yeah, high school is correct because when you're done with high school, you it depends on what you want to study. You can have a pre-college program before you get into high school. Okay. When we preheat an oven, when will you preheat? Right when you're ready to use it, or a few minutes before you're ready to use it? It's going to be a few minutes or right before you use it. Preheat. Remember, our pre means before. Okay. So you preheat a few minutes before you get ready to use it. Because if you're saying preheating, it means that of course you're gonna turn on the oven first. You're not gonna turn on the oven just when you're about to use it. It's going to be a few minutes. Yeah, exactly. Now, when might you preset a timer? When might you preset a timer? preset before you use it or while you're using it. Preset a timer. Are you gonna preset a timer while you're using it? Of course not. You preset a timer before you use it. Yes, everyone. Thanks for your answer on the chat. So, before you use it, exactly. So, you preset before it's been used. When might you see a preview for a new show? When might you see a preview for a new television show? A preview. Is it after the show has been released or before the show has been released? So it will be before. So you cannot see a preview after before the show. When does a basketball team complete its pre-game warm-up? When does a basketball team complete its pre-game warm-up? Okay, thank you for your answer. Now, next one. Is it before the game begins or right before halftime begins? Pre-game warm-up. Okay, you guys can put one or two for the options instead of typing so long. Okay, you can just indicate one or two. So yeah, before a game begins. Okay, of course, you're not gonna pre-game warm up or do pre-game warm up before halftime. No, it should be before the game begins. Yeah, exactly. So this one, when might you prejudge a situation? Before you know all the facts, or once you know all the facts? When do you prejudge? Before you know all the facts, or once you know all the facts? So tell me this one. Prejudge. Is it the other second? When do you prejudge? The beginning or once you know everything? Once you have all the info? Is it one or this one? The second one. Okay. Once you know all the facts. So, oh, that was wrong. Anyway, so it should be you prejudge before you know anything. Before. Remember, pre means before. Okay. Now, this one, pre-writing process. Which of these is part of the pre-writing process? Of course, what? Is it editing or research first? Pre-writing process. Pre-writing process. One or two. One or two. Uh, researching. Okay, so that's it for the pre. Just always take note that means before. Okay, before something happens. So yeah, if you're not done with this test yet, make sure that you complete it. Okay, complete this, and then we will move on to the next lesson that we will complete, which is um re re. So of course we know that Prefixes are added to the beginning of a base word to create another word. We've gone over that in the first part. And like I said, if you know the meaning of prefix, it can help you determine the meaning of a word, of course. Now, the prefix means again. Read this, read that. Whenever you see the re prefix, it means again. So something happening again, again. Okay? The prefix, okay, yeah. Why might you reconsider a decision? Reconsider. We have the re right now. The re prefix. Reconsider. Re. Now it says, why might you reconsider? Now, if we say reconsider, re is the prefix and consider base word. So we know consider is like to have a thought about something. Okay? I'm gonna consider something. Think about it. Make a final decision. Okay? So when we say reconsider, it just simply means rethink about that. Think about again. Consider it again. All right. So reconsider. I will reconsider going to the game tonight. Like you will think about it again. You're not certain. You think about it again if you would go to the game tonight. So that's what it means. So if you reconsider something, it just means that you have to think again because you're not sure of your first decision. Maybe you feel a little bit doubtful first decision, then yeah, you would reconsider. So once you have to redo something, then you're doing it again. Just like here, which needs to be rearranged. A messy pile of paper, rearranged. Okay? If you have to rearrange something, you have to fix it all over again. Do it again. Rearrange. So if you're told to rearrange, that means the table is messed up already. You have to redo it. Okay? Then which would be more likely to refold? Refold. Once you say refold, fold is a word, of course, on its own. We know the word fold, and we know that the meaning of re means again. So refold. Re plus fold. So if I say fold the clothes, that means you have to keep them neatly, arrange them, and organize them. But if I say refold, that means whatever you've done is not okay. All right? Whatever you've done, I don't like it. And I want you to do it again. So refold. So let's see some more examples from the re. Remarried. Okay. So remarried. When we separate it, marry. Of course, when you say marry, you're wedded already. But if you say remarry, that means you have to marry again. Remarry. Marry is a word on its own. It's a base word. And then the re, which is again, comes with remarry. And that means again, married again. Maybe something happened with the first marriage and you have to do it all over again. So that's what remarry means. So we have restitch. Now, stitch is a word on its own. It's a base word. And if you have to something, that means, okay, you did it before, it wasn't great, and you have to redo that again. Again, restitch again. So whenever you see the re sound, the re prefix, just know that it has to do with doing something all over again. Whatever you did the first time wasn't so great, and you have to do that all over again. So let's look at this. When we did the pre, it means before. Guys, take notes. And then the re, again. So whenever you see words with this and words with these, just know the difference. This is for before and this is for again. So like words like redo, restart, and so forth. Okay? So let's move on to your test. Remember to send in your answers, everyone. Why might you reconsider a decision? Is it one or two? Why might you reconsider a decision? Because you haven't made a choice yet, or because you doubt the original choice? Is it because you're doubting? Sending your answers on the chat. Let's interact. Are you doubting? Or you haven't made a choice already? So it is because your original choice. Two, yeah. Thanks, Michael. So if you have to reconsider something, you're not certain of your first answer. Okay, thank you, Kides. Redraw. Why might you redraw a graph? What's the reason why you would have to redraw a graph? Because it is easy to read or because the lines are crooked? So, mhm, why might you reconsider? Why might you redraw a graph? Sorry, redraw. Yeah, two. Why might you need to be readjusted? Readjusted. What's the reason why you will be readjusted? Okay. Why might okay, which might need to be readjusted, right? A backpack with straps that are too tight, or a backpack that is fairly small and light. Too tight, okay. Backpack which is too tight. So if your backpack is too tight, you would have to readjust. Now you relaunch a product. Why might you relaunch a product? Because it was relaunched well the first time, because you haven't relaunched it yet. Relaunch. Why would you have to do that? Relaunch. You haven't relaunched it yet. No, we relaunched because it wasn't launched well the first time. So if you have to relaunch a product, it means that the first one wasn't so great, didn't come out, and then you have to fix that and do it again. So that's relaunch. Which might you reseal? Reseal. Which one are you gonna reseal? A brand new envelope, an envelope that was opened. Two or one. Are you resealing a brand new envelope or an envelope that was open? Two, an envelope that was open. Why might you repack a suitcase? Because it closes easily, because it won't close. So what's the reason why we'll have to repack? Let's say you pack already your suitcase and you have to do it all over again. What's the reason? Okay, so because it wouldn't close. So if it wouldn't close, then of course you need to repack. Now, which would you be more likely to refold? A crumpled napkin, a perfectly folded sheet. Refold. What are you gonna refold? Refold. Who gets remarried? Someone who has never been married, or someone who was married before but isn't right now. So who gets remarried? First to second. Two. Okay. Who who might be retracing his steps? Who might be retracing his step? Retrace. Retracing. A man going to a new place, a man returning home on a walk. Who is retracing his step? The second man. A man returning home on a work. Okay, so that's it for the re. If you've not completed this lesson, you have to make sure that you try and complete the pre and re. But before then, please let me know on the chat box. Do you have any questions? Do you need clarification? Do you want us to get more explanation on these? Please ask your question on the chat. But if you have no question, just say no. Any question, yes or no? Yes or no? Any question? Do you have any question? Just leave it on the chat, yes or no, so that we can um, talk more and explain better. Yes or no for your questions. Okay, so Kila says no question. Okay, so there are more like words on that prefix, but this will be done in the next lesson. It will be continued finished in the next lesson. You just have to make sure that you complete the re and the pre. Okay, make sure you complete the first two that we've done, and do not forget that when we say we mean before, and when we say re, we mean again. Okay, so I don't have any question for today's lesson. That's great. Okay, guys, since you have no question, we'll end now and see you all next time. Bye, everyone.